It is the new year, and I'll bet you are looking for new recipes to try for your family. Hey y'all, I'm Mandy, and this is Mandy in the Making. It has been a minute since I have been in the kitchen filming. I know I had a video on Tuesday. If you missed that, make sure you go see it. It's got 15-minute meal ideas, but I had recorded that a couple of weeks ago, so it's been a minute since I've been in here and recorded. I've been cooking, just not filming it. I'm really excited for you to see the Subbie supper this week because I'm not the one who made it. I had a very special guest come here to my house and make it, so stay tuned. That'll be the third recipe, don't miss that. But let's jump into our first recipe tonight. I'm excited about this one because I'm going to be making my own Greek seasoning for it. So I'm gonna show you how to do that. This is a Greek chicken orzo bake. Okay, so I've got my list here of all of the seasonings that I'm gonna need to make my own Greek seasoning. So let's grab that from my spice cabinet that is overflowing at the moment. For our Greek seasoning, we need some dill, some garlic powder. We need some thyme. Where is the onion powder? Onion powder, some basil, some parsley, and a little bit of salt. It helps if it's Clemson salt. Haha, just kidding. We're just gonna be using a half a teaspoon of each thing. Time out. Before we make the Greek seasoning, we need to cook our orzo. The recipe calls for 16 ounces. I have this 12 ounce. It's just gonna have to work. I think it'll be just fine. I need to cook this according to package directions. So I'm gonna get that started while we make the Greek seasoning. So I'm just gonna put all of this here in this little bowl, and I will just put the lid on it and shake it together so that we can season the chicken. Another thing I can do while I'm waiting on our orzo to cook, painstakingly pull all the stems off of this baby spinach. I really don't like the really long stems in my food. This recipe calls for 4 to 5 ounces of fresh spinach. I'm using baby spinach just because that's what I prefer. This container is a 5-ounce container, so I'm gonna go in and do this. I'm gonna turn on some music. I mean, you won't hear it, but I'm gonna be rocking out to some 90s country here in the kitchen while I do this. I'll be back. Oh, and just to clarify, I'm not gonna remove every single stem. It's just the longer stems that really bother me. I know it looks like I'm just tearing off any and every stem, but like that right there, no. We cannot have that. Continuing on. I think I'm done. That wasn't too bad. Here's my stash over here. Okay, we're gonna season this chicken, but first we need to dice it into about 1-inch chunks. This is about a pound. Ooh, my gosh, that's gonna boil over. Calm down over here. You like the way I talk to the food as it's cooking? Only professional chefs do that. Do not try this at home. Our orzo is almost done cooking, so I'm gonna go ahead and preheat my oven to 350. I've got this casserole dish. I think it's an 11 by 7 maybe. It says a large casserole dish, so I'm guessing, or a 9 by 13 would be good. But I'm gonna spray it with some olive oil spray. I'm gonna add my diced chicken to this bowl here. I did kind of pat this dry, at least the top part of it, I patted dry. And then we're just going to toss the Greek seasoning in with the diced chicken after I wash my hands. Not only are we gonna add the Greek seasonings in, but we're gonna add in 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. That way it coats it really well. To the bottom of our casserole dish, I drained our orzo. We're gonna add that into the bottom. We're gonna mix more stuff with it here in just a second. Let me fog this up. You're welcome. To that, we're gonna add in some diced tomatoes. I'm going to drain these. I'm choosing the petite diced tomatoes. Since I'm not using all of the orzo, I may not use this entire can, the second can. I'm doing about 1.5 cans of the diced tomatoes. Feta. I'm not eating it. Okay, at this point you wanna add in some feta cheese. It says to add in 6 ounces, which is this entire container. You're supposed to put 6 ounces in and 6 ounces on top. I just feel like that's a whole lot of feta. So I'm gonna cut it in about half. We need a teaspoon of dried oregano, and we need about a tablespoon of lemon juice. We are gonna need lemon zest here in a little bit too, so you'll want to use a fresh lemon for this. Now we're just gonna stir this to combine it. Now the directions say to add about 1/2 cup of chicken broth to this mixture. I'm just going to eyeball it and probably not do an entire 1/2 cup. Now we're gonna just place our chicken on top of the orzo. You do not wanna stir it in. This is gonna sit on top. Welcome to Cooking with Mandy. You notice anything we forgot? I'll give you one guess. Y'all, this is what I do. The spinach is supposed to go in this bottom mixture. So I'm gonna take my chicken back off and put the spinach in. Steven just came in here and he's watching this mess. Hi.
I think it's still gonna be good.
Yeah, it probably will be. I don't think it's gonna mess it up. At least I caught it before it went into the oven. There's been many times where I've caught it after it goes in the oven. I'm like, oh well, too late now.
I like your messes.
You like my messes? I make lots of them, so good thing you like them.
I'm just glad you're normal like the rest of us.
Whatever, Mr. Professional Chef over there.
Whatever. Professional eater, maybe.
Commentator.
Commentator.
Rare tater.
Rare tater.
We're gonna act like none of that just happened. We're gonna add in the spinach. I don't know that I'm gonna add in all of the spinach, but let's stir this in. Of course, this is gonna wilt down over the hour that this is in the oven. I didn't quite use all 5 ounces of the spinach, but I think that's enough to get the job done. Get this in a single layer. Again, don't stir this into the mixture, just leave this on top. We saved the day.
No, what else are you supposed to put in there before we put it in there?
I need some aluminum foil though. Will you grab me some?
Aluminum foil?
Foil.
Alright, well I won't get the foil, I'll get the foil.
Thanks.
Okay.
Smart aleck. We're gonna cover this with aluminum foil and we're gonna bake this at 350 for 1 hour. I'm making a lot of noise when I move because of this vest. I may have to remove the vest. That's gonna get on my nerves. It's coming off. I can't do it when your clothes are too loud. From Tuesday's video, I found a few comments that I thought we would read here on camera. So I'm gonna let the professional reader.
Shauna Papa, she said, I'm currently getting chemo. 3 of us ladies in the back are watching you on my iPad. 1 already follows you, but the other 2 are going to subscribe as soon as they get home.
So Shauna, first of all, we are praying for you that you're having to go through chemo. But I'm so happy to hear that number 1, somebody else had already subscribed. So she commented later and said, it all started when one of them asked what I was watching. And I told her, and she said, oh, I subscribed to her too. So that's so cool that y'all found that common ground, but that y'all were all watching. So many prayers to you. And thank you so much for all of you who have already commented in reply to Shauna and said that you were praying for her. I love to see this community just kind of gather together and pray for each other and encourage each other. That's so cool to see in the comments. Yeah. Okay, it has been an hour. Let's uncover this. Oh my, and we ain't done yet. You ready?
Show me what you're working with.
So I've got about a tablespoon or so of lemon zest. I just zested an entire lemon. We're just going to sprinkle that as much as we can. I don't want to have clumps, but sprinkle that over top. And mo feta makes everything mo better. Mo better.
Mo better.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
Okay, let's put
some feta.
Let's put some feta on top. And this is just gonna go back in uncovered for about 5 minutes. That's it. This is beautiful.
You just don't know how bad I want to sneak a piece.
No.
I'm gonna let it. I'm gonna let it go in there. Give me that.
Okay, so this is going back in for 5 minutes. You know what Steven just suggested? It would have been nice to have Kalamata olives in this too. He ain't wrong. I like that suggestion. I don't want to say he grilled me, but he asked me, he said, what all is in here while this was in the oven? And I told him.
What you got in here?
His eyes got so big. He was so excited. This house smells amazing.
Oh yeah. That is really good.
Yeah?
Oh man. Lots of earthy, aromatic seasonings in there that really come out.
Yep. Can you taste a little bit of the citrus? I put some lemon juice in there.
You get the citrusy, and I think that sort of
brightens it up.
Brightens it, lifts it up some more.
Awesome.
Wow. Yes, very much of an Italian type of.
Well, it's Greek.
Oh, not okay. Not okay. I guess they're. Anyway.
They have similar.
Some similar ingredients.
Yeah, they do.
But yes, very much of a Greek. Flavor to it.
The Kalamata olives would have taken it over the top too, and the fact that it's got the feta in there, that definitely distinguishes it more as the Greek. But
very Greek, yeah.
Lou, honey. What do you have to say? Okay. Anything else? This is amazing. The flavors are perfect together. I think we could have added a little more chicken. Steven just went back to grab some more chicken because even though it was a good portion, I could have added a little more chicken, I think. But other than that, y'all, the flavors are on point. Y'all, it has been a day. Do you ever have one of those days where you just really just want to crawl back in bed? It was one of those days. I didn't sleep well last night. We just had a lot going on today and I'm exhausted. So I need a quick and easy meal for dinner tonight, and that's exactly what we're doing. I've already got some green beans on the stove. I've got those started. If you have never seen my green bean recipe, I will link it below. It is my favorite way to make green beans. So I've got that going. We're going to make some creamy garlic pork chops.
We're gonna have pork chops.
We're gonna be using this entire bulb. This is a bulb, right? Yes. Individually, they're cloves. This is a bulb of garlic. Let me zoom you in. Hang on. Aww. Now, I don't know if you've ever had one of these little contraptions, but they are great. I'm pretty sure I got this at the Dollar Tree forever ago, and it came in a 2-pack. But this is a great way to peel your garlic. You can do a couple of cloves at a time, but you just roll it in here, and it does nothing. I'm just kidding. Sometimes it comes completely off by itself. Other times it just kind of cracks it, and then you can easily take it off. Oh, almost. Did you see that one? It's almost completely off. Oh, I think I crushed that one. Oh, I did. This is really a pain in my side. That was pitiful. What was that? Yeah. That was a squeak and you fell. Are you okay? I don't have any cheese tonight. Can you believe it? I got all of my garlic peeled. I did chop up some parsley. Now we're gonna move over to the stove. I have some olive oil here and I need 1 tablespoon of butter to get started. I am heating up this really large, deep skillet to about medium high. And I've got 1 tablespoon of butter in there, and we're also gonna add in a tablespoon of olive oil and let that heat up really good. I had 2 pork chops here, but they were really thick, so I just cut them in half, like kind of butterflied them pretty much. So now I have 4 pork chops, and we really wanted to get them good and tender. You wanna salt and pepper those bad boys? And then there's a fork over there next to you if you wanna flip them and do the same to the other side.
Will do.
Thank you. Our pan is nice and hot. He is gonna add these in. We're just gonna sear these on either side for about 3 minutes, and then we'll remove them. They'll continue to cook a little bit later, so you don't have to worry about them being completely done. You just wanna sear them on both sides. Look at that color. That is exactly what you want. Okay, it's been 3 minutes on this side, so now Steven's just gonna remove them to this plate. So we just added in another tablespoon of butter, and we're gonna grab all of those cloves of garlic, and we're gonna brown those in the butter for about 3 minutes. Also, you wanna turn it down to about medium. You don't need it up on medium high anymore. So we're just gonna let this hang out here for about 3 minutes, stirring it pretty often. It's gonna flavor that butter really well. It's gonna taste so garlicky and so good. It's been 3 minutes. We moved the garlic over to the side. Steven is adding in 1 tablespoon of flour, and we're gonna let this cook here and just start to thicken a little bit. You don't wanna pour the flour onto your garlic. You wanna do it over here in the butter and oil, and just let that cook for about 30 seconds so you get that flour taste out of there. Okay, it's been about 30 seconds. We're gonna be adding in a 1/2 cup of chicken broth. Nice. And some lemon juice. You only need about a 1/2 teaspoon of lemon juice. So I've just got a couple of slices of lemon here that he's gonna squeeze in there. And it should start to thicken up after just a couple of minutes. Oh yeah, there we go. It's already starting to thicken up. Once it starts to thicken, we're gonna add in our heavy whipping cream. You need about 3/4 of a cup, so not quite that whole thing, honey. That's 8 ounces.
Okay.
So almost the whole thing.
Whoa, no.
That was a good save. He about dropped that thing. That was good.
Well, thank you.
I'm impressed. Okay, so he's gonna add that in. And then I should have a little thing of garlic powder over there. So add in 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder at this point as well.
Look at you measuring.
I'm just trying to make it quick and easy. Now we're gonna...
more garlic, wow.
That's right.
Oh boy.
So just make sure that garlic has dissolved, and we're just gonna add the pork right back in.
Okay.
And cook it for another 3 to 5 minutes until the pork is done. Now you'll know your pork is done when it comes to about 145 degrees. If you want to take it out a little bit before then, it will continue to heat up and get to 145. But we're just gonna kind of spoon the sauce over it and just let this hang out for 3 to 5 minutes, and then it's gonna be time to eat. This one is a little bit longer, but it has some really good tips in here. This comes from Sandy Bowman.
Hey Mandy, I'll share a secret with you. Once you cook ground turkey all the way through and the juices have dissipated, or you use paper towel to soak excess off, then put a couple of pats full of fat butter around the pan, up to 2 tablespoons. The butter fat solids caramelize the meat, and watch the turkey transform to crisp golden deliciousness.
Gonna try that next time, thank you.
The second secret weapon is Walmart brand 98-cent meat tenderizer, sprinkled to aid with that golden yummy turkey flavor, and helps with digestion too. Last, to make a lovely thin gravy, add 1/4 cup of water and cook a turkey in the buttery, savory, browned juices, and your house will smell like the most amazing chef is at work. I would bottle that smell for an air freshener if I could. Hope you try it and love these tricks. Thanks for these simple, easy to scale down to 1 dinners.
Yep. So Sandy, thank you so much for sharing that. I'm definitely going to be trying adding some butter to my browned turkey next time. I love that. And then the meat tenderizer, that's a really great tip. And then the little gravy that you said that you could bottle into an air freshener.
I love your descriptions. I'm like salivating already just thinking about it.
Hearing him reading it, I could tell he was like, ooh.
This sounds
Wait a minute. So thank you, Sandy.
Yeah.
It's time to eat, y'all. Let's do it. Fresh parsley, just to finish it off.
This looks amazing. Smells amazing.
You cooked it. I just kind of stood over there and told you what to do.
That is amazing.
Really?
Oh my goodness. That sauce is out of this world.
Well, honey, I am so happy.
Man, that is really good. It's reminiscent of like a gravy, you know, like a brown gravy, but like infused with garlic flavor, just the perfect amount, and then that lemon juice that you put in there just kicks it up just a tad, just to give it a little more
depth, maybe
depth in there. Yeah, really, really, really good. Love the pork chops are good and tender.
Okay, well now he's sold it. I gotta eat. I'll be back. I'm gonna say it. Should I say it?
Say it.
These are the best pork chops I've ever made. I said it. Except I didn't make them. Good. You made them.
This is going on top 5.
Yeah, y'all, this is going to be in the top 5. Just go ahead and mark it down. You've got to try this. It was so fast and easy. It moved so quickly. You're just going to have to try it, and it pairs very, very, very well with the green beans. We are happy campers. Somebody's not happy, though. Tell them. Tell them. Yeah.
Gracie, you love Daddy? Yeah.
Look, we ran out of pork chops, but what did we not run out of?
We didn't run out of green beans.
Or
that sauce.
He just did it, y'all. He went back in there and
Look, you put that sauce on your cereal, on your oatmeal, on salad, put a little bit on your corn on the cob. Just whatever.
the camera.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that sauce is really good.
He kept saying, I want to drink this sauce.
Just drink it. I mean, turn it up.
Is it good on the green beans? I cannot handle you.
It's amazing. It is amazing.
It really is. Okay, y'all. You got to make this one. You're going to see this one again. It's happening.
Yeah, we're making this tomorrow.
Tonight for Subbie Supper, we have a very special guest in my kitchen. I am so excited to have my brother-in-law here to help me cook this Subbie Supper. He texted me a couple weeks ago and said, I have the perfect recipe for you to use. And I just kind of suggested that he come over and cook it with me.
Hey everybody, this recipe, we like to call it smothered chicken. It's a recipe that is really easy to make. And if you've got kids at home that are picky eaters,
yes,
I guarantee you at least one of them is going to clean their plate. Because I have a 14-year-old and a 4-year-old, and they both really enjoy this.
So this is David, everybody. You have been married to my sister for...
I've been married to your sister for 8 years.
8 years now. Y'all just celebrated your anniversary not too long ago. And we absolutely love David. He has become my brother. He is not my brother-in-law. He is just my brother. And we are just so blessed to have him in our family. He is a wonderful dad to Brody and Hank. Like he said, they are 14 and 4, and they are a handful. So they are very, very picky eaters. And that's how he kind of came up with this recipe and was like, okay, it's a good one. Because Brody, the 14-year-old, he likes like 3 foods. Not kidding.
Ketchup.
Honey mustard.
Honey mustard and chicken fingers.
Chicken fingers. When Brody was little, he always just would say he wanted chicken and fries and honey mustard. That's how he has made it for 14 years.
And ketchup as well.
And ketchup, yes. He puts ketchup on his ham.
He does. He
Yeah.
puts ketchup on his ketchup. So, yeah, we have to buy that by the gross.
All right, so he's going to show us the ingredients. I did prep a few things before he got here. You need cooked rice for this recipe. You also need your bacon already cooked and chopped. So I did that before he got here. And we were talking earlier, we don't want to call it a casserole because a lot of kids kind of turn their nose up to the word casserole. So we're just going to call it smothered chicken, but it's very similar to a casserole. Just don't call it that.
Okay, to get started, you're going to want to preheat your oven to 375 degrees. After you've done that, you're going to want to spray the bottom of a decent sized pan. When I'm doing this, I usually use a dish that's around 9 by 13, pretty standard.
Yeah, this one I think is like 11 by 7. It's close enough. I think we're good.
What you need to do is go ahead and pour the rice into the dish.
Let me grab my spatula thing.
You gotta go get one of them spatulas,
We get one of those spatulas.
There we go.
Very important.
Spatulas.
That's what a special spatula is right there.
Yeah. So put this all over the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this is 2 cups of rice cooked.
You might add some salt and pepper to your rice. Cook the rice however you want to.
Yes, I cooked my rice in chicken broth. It gives it more flavor that way. So if you ever want to add a little bit of flavor to your rice, just cook it in chicken broth instead of water. All right, I'm just going to season our rice just a little bit. I'm going to add a little bit of the everything seasoning. We'll add more seasonings a little bit later, but just to add that to that layer.
And then one of the next steps that we do is we go ahead and start layering the chicken on top of the rice.
Okay. So you told me like 1.5 pounds of chicken tenders.
1.5 pounds of chicken tenders.
This is just a chicken breast that I cut up to be kind of like tenders, just because that's what I had on hand.
And you can actually season the chicken. That's what I normally do.
I'm just going to add a little salt and pepper. I'm also going to add a little bit of paprika. We love paprika on our chicken. It gives it good color too. And some garlic powder. And we're going to throw a little bit of onion powder on there too.
And once you get your chicken seasoned completely, just go ahead and put it in the dish on top of your rice.
All right.
All right, David, what we got now?
Now, once you got your chicken in the dish, you're going to want to add 1.25 cups of milk.
Yeah.
And you're going to want to pour that completely over the chicken.
Wait. We're going to mix it with that, right?
Ew. All right.
I mean, I just pour it over it, but
All right.
I think
So
you're missing an ingredient.
we're going to add 1.25 cups of milk.
Yep.
And then we're going to add a 10-ounce and some odd can of cream of chicken soup.
Yeah.
And you want to whisk that really well, get it good and smooth.
All right, so now I pour that over the chicken.
Yes, we want to go ahead and pour that mixture all over the chicken.
So when Brody first saw this, did he turn his nose up at it?
No, he likes anything with cheese and bacon.
Yeah.
He actually was very interested in it and didn't take long for him to dig into it.
Well, good. All right, so what's next?
You're going to want to put it in the oven that's already preheated to 375 degrees.
Okay.
And you're going to cook that for 25 minutes.
Okay, and we don't need to cover it?
No,
Okay.
uncovered.
All right, so this is going in the oven. All right, David, people may be wondering, why are you in this chair?
Well, to be honest with you, I was responsible for doing the dishes one night. And I did them completely wrong. And I suffered the consequences. Just kidding. Some of you may think that I'm vertically challenged, which is not the case. I do, however, have a physical disability, and it's known as cerebral palsy. I've had it since birth, and I use a motorized wheelchair to get around. There are a lot of things that present as obstacles, but we try our best to get around those and just live life. Basically, that's why I'm a little bit lower than Mandy.
Well, let me tell y'all too, I want to brag on him really quickly. He is an amazing husband, father, and then he is also a substitute teacher at a couple of local high schools. Are you still at the junior high too?
I am.
He goes in and he inspires those kids. Those kids and all of the administration and all of the teachers at those schools love him, and for good reason. He is wonderful at what he does, and he is so great with kids. So, you know, he has every reason to be able to stay at home, but he chooses to go in and work, and we really appreciate that, and I look up to him for that.
Well, I appreciate that.
Appreciate you, brother.
David, what you think about that?
I think it looks pretty good.
So we did leave it in for about 5 more minutes, just because this dish is a little bit deeper and shorter than a 9x13. So it was still pretty liquidy there at 25 minutes. So we left it in for 30. But now, David, what are we doing?
Now the last few steps, you're going to add your grated mozzarella cheese.
Yeah, we got about 3/4 a cup of mozzarella.
3/4 cup of mozzarella and a 1/2 cup of cheddar cheese. You can use sharp cheddar cheese if you want. That's what I use. And then after you put the cheese on, you just put the bacon bits in and put it back in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes.
I will tell you, this is a little more than 1/2 cup of cheddar cheese, because you know how we do, okay? But let me tell you how much bacon we have. I pre-cooked this before he got here. This is about 8 slices of bacon that I cooked and crumbled up. Oh, my stars.
That's gonna be good.
Yes, please. Get in my belly. David, you're going to stay and help us eat this, right?
Yes, I am.
Was Brody jealous you were coming over here?
I don't think...
Did you not tell him what you were doing?
You snuck out.
Yep, I snuck out the back.
I'm not sure how you pronounce, I don't know if that's Seda or Seta.
Seta Oxford or Seda Oxford said, "Oh goodness, my first time to comment, but I have. Well, let me start this over. I can't
so
read.
excited.
I can't even read. Oh goodness, my first time to comment, but I have just realized that Cole looks just like Steven. He's looking better every day.
Shut up. Oh my gosh. So when,
Love these recipes."
thank you, Seda. I hope I'm saying your name right. When Cole was little, he looked like me. Like if you look at my baby pictures, it looks like Cole with long hair. The older he gets, the more he looks like this guy. And the older this guy gets, the more he looks like his dad.
Yeah.
It's a little creepy, quite honestly. But we take that as a high compliment. But yes, Cole definitely resembles his daddy.
Unfortunately. Poor thing.
No.
Bless his heart. All right, here we go.
Here's a piece of resistance. I don't speak French too well.
Oh boy, look at that.
Y'all, I wish you could smell this.
Man, creamy, cheesy, bacon,
Bubbly.
bubbly. Boy, look at that.
Okay, I'm
What do you
gonna
think,
plate this
David?
up.
I think it looks good.
Yeah.
Does it look like it does when you make it?
Sure does.
Okay, good.
Well, it passed the eye test. Now it's time for the...
Taste test.
That's right. Let's do it.
Let's see what I can... Let me... Hang on.
You might need...
Yep, I need
You
something
might
else.
need a little extra something other.
Something other?
That's a technical phrase for get a better tool.
Yeah, got it. There we go.
Oh, here we go. Oh, that's the one.
This is the one.
That's the one. Oh, wow.
Look at the cheese, though.
This is the moment we've been waiting for.
Lord.
Man, you talking about creamy? Oh, wow.
Is that good?
Yes. The cream of chicken and the seasonings they put in there.
Yeah.
Very rich and creamy.
Okay.
Ooh, just warm and like comfort
food-ish.
food.
Have you recovered from burning your mouth, David?
I sure have.
Yeah. It's hot.
And you can always add as much cheese as you want.
Oh, absolutely. And you could use any cheese that you wanted. Like if you wanted to add a little bit of a spice, you could do pepper jack.
Yeah, this is a home run hitter right here.
I'm excited. Okay, I'm gonna dig in. Gracie Lou she's come out from hiding. So anytime we have a guest over, she goes and hides. But she knew there was cheese and she smelled the goodness in here, so she came out from hiding. Gracie Lou, ma'am. Yeah. Okay, y'all. This is so creamy and delicious. Steven said he didn't like it. He had to get rid of it.
Yeah, I have to get rid of that. It's a go backer.
Uh-oh, it's a go backer. David, that means he's gonna go back and get second. So
All right.
You done good, David.
Thank you. Thank you very much.